be talking about how financial markets are designed in any system and how are they operated. And before understanding the financial markets, it is very important to understand the financial system. So let us try to start with the financial system and then moving on to the financial markets. The moment we talk about financial system, we need to understand that every country has a financial system. Now, what are the major two components of the financial system? Let's understand. Two economic units are there in any country. One, surplus. The individuals, institutions and government who have money more than what they need right now can be termed as surplus. Whereas, the individual, institutions and the organizations running short of funds are known as deficits. So, deficits are units who are running currently short of funds, and surplus are units which are running having surplus money more than what they need right now. Idle money lying here would not bring a growth, and shortage of money here would again hamper growth. So, in order to run the system, the money should flow from surplus to deficit and back from deficit to surplus. Now, this happens in every country. So, what are we talking about? That how this economic or financial system turns out to be good or bad. So, a good financial system should have two dimensions. Dimension 1, it should be efficient. When I use the word efficient, I mean the moment somebody needs money, one should have enough facilities that he gets the money right now. For example, let's take an individual who would need money to buy a car. Now, suppose the car is coming for 10 lakhs and he has only 2. So, he is running short of 8 lakhs. So, 8 lakhs is the deficit right now. Say suppose he tries to hunt for money and it takes around 4 to 5 months getting this shortfall. In this situation, the time he needed money, he did not get it. So, it was a delayed act. This indicates inefficiency of the financial system. Now, on the other hand, let's take an individual who is earning some money and has, say suppose, 50,000 surplus. This 50,000 surplus should ideally be invested immediately. Every single rupee lying idle in the financial system will slow down the financial system. Suppose for 2 months he was not able to invest his money. What does this mean? It means the money was lying idle, again indicating the inefficiency of the system. Now, let us see the second dimension of this. A good market should be effective. Now, when I use the word effective, what I mean by this? When this person who wanted a loan of 8 lakh rupees to buy a car, he should be getting the money at the lowest cost of interest. So, whatever rate of interests are prevailing in the market, he should be able to get the loan at the lowest rate. If he is not able to get the lowest rate, it means it costed him more. So, it means it was not an effective deal. On the other hand, the person who was having 50,000 surplus money should be immediately able to deploy that funds. If he is not able to deploy that funds timely, it slows down. If he is able to deploy the funds, but he earns a meager or a lower rate of interest, it means it was not an effective deal. So, what would be a good financial system? A good financial system would be, imagine a situation when somebody says, I need 8 lakhs to buy a car, and he gets a call. Say suppose he puts a call or a request in a financial system, he gets some calls and messages, and the financial system approaches him and say within next 24 hours or 48 hours, he gets his loan sanctioned. We would say, wow, what an efficient market. On the other hand, if suppose he gets the loan faster, at the same time he gets the lowest rate of interest also, he would again have a second reason to say, wow, what a effective deal. So, can I say how does this entire thing becomes efficient and effective? Whenever somebody who needs money gets it immediately without a time gap. Second, the cost also turns out to be the lowest possible of the market. On the other hand, the surplus who was having 50,000, suppose he opens up a system and clicks, and with a click of a button his money gets invested, and that too at the best possible rate of the system. So, in this case also it becomes efficient as well as effective. So, imagine a scenario where you need money, you immediately get it, and that too at the lowest cost. You have money and you invest it, and that too at the highest rate. This kind of a financial system would turn out to be the ideal financial system. Now, in order to have these two dimensions in any financial system, there are three requirements. So, three requirements are there to make this system efficient and effective. What are these three requirements? First, we require a dedicated set of financial institutions. Now, in India, we already have a fantastic network of financial institutions catering to different types of segments. We have commercial banks to cater the commercial requirements of corporates and individuals. We have rural and cooperative banks penetrating deep into the rural segments and catering their requirements. We have the microfinance institutions and NBFCs to go into the deeper roots. No doubt, we cannot say that we do not have a scope of improvement here, but certainly in last 70 years, the financial network of institutions is well designed. Now, another set of institutions that we have dedicated is one big segment for agriculture, NABARD. For small institutions, SIDBI. For large size funding, IDBI, IFCI, etc. For export and import, EXIM. So, dedicated institutions are already there. The only challenge is how these institutions work efficiently and effectively. So, execution can be a question mark, but certainly not the setup. So, we have a good setup already there. Second dedicated thing that we require to design the system is a set of financial instruments. Now, if suppose I talk about a financial institution like a bank, this bank would only be operational when we have the inlets of money and outlets of money. The instruments through which the money would move in and the instruments through which the money would move out. So, these inlets and outlets are known as financial instruments. Let us take an example for a bank. For a bank, the inlets could be a current account, a saving account, a recurring deposit, a fixed deposit. And lot of outlets are also there in the form of corporate loan, personal loans, auto loans, etc. So, the moment we create an institution, we also have to initiate with instruments. Now, as far as financial instruments are concerned, we have lot of financial instruments in India and across the world. Certainly, the scope is always there for innovations, and we will keep having innovative financial instruments with time. The third thing which will make the system run is bringing this surplus and deficit closer. When I say bringing the surplus and deficit, it means we are trying to bring the person who has money and the person who needs money. That means, can I say the supplier of money and the buyer of money? And the moment a buyer and a seller comes closer, the formation happens of a financial market. So, Financial market technically means where buyer and seller meets for a particular product or service. Now here it is money. So now when the supplier, that is surplus, and the deficit comes, we understand the system gets going. So these are the three dimensions of the financial system: financial institutions, instruments, and markets. So India already has all these things in place: innovations, improvements. Improvement in terms of its execution is always a scope left.